security and regional stability. In the same context, we also plan to host a meeting of heads of states and government in Cyprus in the framework of an informal European Council on April 23rd and 24th, bringing together the EU member states, European Union institutions, and the leaders of the countries of our region. During the presidency, we will also prioritize key issues that are high on the European Union agenda, and at the same time are of particular interest to Mediterranean countries. Such an example is migration. As you know, during our presidency, we'll host a ministerial meeting on the implementation of the Pact for Migration and Asylum, and at the same time, we must invest in partnership with countries of origin and transit, addressing the root causes, combating smuggling networks, and opening legal pathways that match labor market needs. At the same time, preparing for and responding to climate change and natural disasters will be another area of focus during our presidency. Our region is affected by wildfires almost every year, as well as desertification. And in this framework, we very much welcome the announcement of the President of the Commission for the establishment of a regional, European regional firefighting hub based in Cyprus to also serve regional partners as a concrete example of Euro-Mediterranean cooperation. We need tangible results. We need to move from declarations to action. We need to enhance the footprint of European Union in the Greater Middle East, in the Mediterranean and the Greater Middle East. Thanks.
Najlepša hvala. Sedaj prosim za vprašanje.
Thank you very much. And now a question for the Prime Minister of Croatia.
Croatian television for Croatian Prime Minister. So in these challenging times, we have a fragile ceasefire in the Middle East and a war in Ukraine, which has no end in sight. And Croatia is taking over the Med9 presidency next year. So which message will Croatia send? And can the Mediterranean have a unified voice in topics where the EU sometimes struggles?
Thank you very much. First of all, good afternoon, and my sincere gratitude to Robert Golob, Slovenian Prime Minister, for having organized this Med9 summit and also for the Slovenian presidency over the past 12 months. This was indeed an opportunity for us to go in depth of the cooperation of the 9 EU member states that are on the shores of the Mediterranean, not only vis-à-vis the key political issues, and that is especially now the security and the President Trump's plan for the peace in Gaza, but also the other elements that are also part of the Croatian preparations for the Med9 presidency. Croatia sees itself as a gateway for the Mediterranean to Central Europe. That's why we shall promote more secure, more sustainable and more resilient Mediterranean within our presidency. And I would like to connect it with another chairmanship that we have at the same time. That is the 3 Seas initiative, connecting the Baltic Sea, the Black Sea, and the Adriatic Sea, that perfectly fits actually and coincides in the course of 2026. When you asked the key opinion of all of us regarding the ceasefire, the common understanding was that we know it is a very noble attempt to stop the war. We hope that it stays, and in order for it to stay, we need a concerted effort of the international community, and especially the mandate to be given to the International Stabilization Force in Gaza by the Security Council. And therefore, it will have to be a contribution of all the regional actors, especially the Arab states, but also from the European Union and many other partners. When it comes to Ukraine, just a small point, the position of Croatia has been all along that we need a peace, but it needs to be a just peace. Peace that will enable the respect for the international law and the territorial integrity. Unless that is kept as a main line of us as democracies, we shall be looking, whether we like it or not, for other similar situations where the stronger party, the aggressor, will wish to take territory also of other countries. That's why the attempts for peace are most welcome, but not any peace that will create negative precedents. Thank you.
Najlepša hvala. Sledi vprašanje za predsednika.
Thank you. A question for the Prime Minister of Spain.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon. Prime Minister, about Gaza, after participating at the meeting in Egypt at the ceremony for the signature on the peace treaty, what do you think about what will happen then with regard to the ceasefire? And do you think that the responsibility for what's happening is on one side or the other? Turning to other matters that you have been dealing with at this meeting, climate change and competitiveness, have you been able to bring up your proposal about putting a stop to the change in time when it's winter or summertime, that bi-yearly change from the clock? Do you think you will get sufficient support for the climate emergency funding will be considered to be a part of the budget, despite the fact that there is reluctance there? Let me talk about your first question. I think no matter what has happened or where the responsibility lies, it is important to go back to that position when that ceasefire was signed so that we can